Saturday night's main event. Saturday night's main event. Um, my takeaways from the show. Uh, Gunther is still the world heavyweight champion, and the match was okay. Towards the end is when it really got good. Gunther just power bombed. At one point, Gunther was like, "I'm sick and tired of this fuck shit. I'm finna just go ahead and just be done with these fools and go back home and eat some cheese." He just snapped, and then he just power bombed Damian Priest, and he power bombed Damian Priest outside on the steel steps, and then went into the ring, did a T-Rex drop kick, and then he just picked Finn Balor up, powerbombed to 1, 2, 3. He got tired of that fuck shit. Uh, it was a really good main event. I mean, it did have that nostalgia feeling in the beginning, but with the video packages, you always can feel nostalgic. Um, I like uh, the new ring announcer that they got, Joe Tessitore, whatever his name is. I like him. He's a really good ring announcer. Uh, I mean, you had a good opener and you had a good ender. So when you got two of those and like the middle is like fluff, then it is what it is. The good match, Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre started off the show, and then you got Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Which Cody Rhodes, he didn't debut the title, but he brought the title back for one night. And cuz why one night? Why one night? You can easily bring this championship back. This championship looks way better than the one you have currently. But since you have to put that logo out there in front of every fucking title, that's like, bro, I hate that. Where it's just about this fucking logo and the championships, like they take a backseat. Every championship got that big fucking logo in the center of it. And I'm like, get it out of here. But Cody came out with the belt. Belt looked great. It looked great. And they had a pretty good main event match. Two ref bumps, and Cody used the chair. Cody used the chair to beat Kevin Owens tonight to retain the title. You have a new women's United States champion in Chelsea Green. I picked Michin to win it, but Chelsea Green won. The match it wasn't all that to write home about. When I saw like the graphics early in the show and I seen that match coming up, I was like, this is the match that's probably going to be the one with the most problems. But it turned out that it wasn't. Well, yeah, it turned out it did have some problems in there. But all in all, Chelsea Green is the new women's United States champion. Would I have gone for her winning? No. I look at her as kind of like you know, a comedy act just by how she presents herself that way. Like the duo between her and Piper Niven is kind of like that duo. So like I wouldn't have put the title on her. I would have put it on Michin, but you know, I can see putting it on Chelsea Green. It's in New York, and you know, because who she's affiliated with, they're from New York. Maybe that got something to do with it. I don't know. But I mean, if she went ahead and beat Bailey clean, damn sure she's gonna go ahead and just beat Michin tonight. So shout outs to her. She wins the women's United States Championship. Liv Morgan retained her women's world championship against Io Sky. The match was okay as well. It wasn't really anything to write home about. The main story of this is Rhea Ripley coming out at the end and staring her down to say, "Hey, I want my title back, bitch." Like, don't think for 1 second that I forgot about you. Or don't think that you forgot about me, because I'm gonna be right up in your face, bitch. Like, that's basically what Saturday night's main event was. I thought that, Roman and the bloodline was gonna be there. I wanted more. CM Punk wasn't there. I thought that they really was gonna make a big deal of this, but it really turned out to be like more like a house show. I was kind of disappointed. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I'm kind of disappointed by this show a little bit, because you could have did so much to further storylines. And like, you didn't take this shit seriously. Like, this show should have been like, it should have been like a Raw or a SmackDown. But it was just like match after match after match after match. Like, we didn't get no segments. All you got is just, maybe that's because it's NBC. I don't know. And you got to get this shit off the air so Saturday Night Live can come on. Like, anything. But like, I would have thought that they would have utilized the time that they're given to be on NBC. Maybe they're saving it for, when they do Saturday night's main event in San Antonio. But I would have had my heavy hitters out there to do promos, to do something. Yeah, you got Cody and Kevin Owens, and you got all this and that, but it didn't really feel like much of anything. It felt like you could have just watched this show on replay. You didn't have to see it live. Like, I went out my way to watch the show, but I mean, it's watchable. I mean, but like, it really didn't feel like there was like any stakes, because you kind of like knew who was gonna win, who was gonna walk out. It's too close to the end of the goddamn year. You got Netflix around the corner. We got that big year gearing up next year. Oh my boy. That year, next year, is gonna be fire. Of course, you gotta have everything lined up for that, but I just think like this show was missing a lot. Like, what a Rock, what John Cena. You mean tell me you couldn't get these folks to come in for one day, and the only legend you got is just Jesse the Body? Come on, cuz. Come on now. Come on now. Look, you brought back Coco Bewell and Jimmy Valentine. You always throw them two out there. What the hell? Now I'm hot. Now I'm hot. By just recapping this show, man, I gotta give this a thumbs down a little bit. Like, come on now, y'all. Come on now. Now, come on, man. You mean tell me you couldn't bring Batista in here? You couldn't have Triple H start the show off? Like, where these stars at, player? This shit was like an indie show. Whoa. Man. All that glitz and glamour for what? For Jesse the Body? Coco Bewell? Greg the Hammer Valentine? That's it? No Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. You couldn't get these people coming here, X-Pac. You couldn't get X-Pac some Road Dogg in there. You couldn't show them backstage. Now y'all pissing me off. You couldn't get them folks to come in here to make a cameo appearance. And you got the nerve to let that man wear that belt for one night. Meanwhile, Drew beats Sammy. Where you gonna go with that? It's Saturday night's main event. I would have had Roman come out there and be like, yo, man, like, yo, Drew, I'm calling you out or something. You started that storyline. Now where you gonna go with that? This Saturday night's main event, this man back from the island. Bring his ass back. Hey, Chief, I'm gonna need for you to come be here tonight. Because we gonna need for you to progress this story a little bit. The fuck? Saturday night's main event, man. Oh man, now that I'm just sitting here just like recapping everything, like this show really deserves a thumbs down. Not 2 thumbs down, but a thumbs down. And it didn't have no star power. It didn't have no, like, I wanted to watch, okay, these matches, they were okay, but you got to use this prime time, bro, on NBC. I know you probably thinking that, I'm just going to woo them in with the wrestling, but you should have wooed them in with the stories. And then they'll sit and watch the wrestling and man, if you want to talk about the wrestling, man, that match for that women's United States Championship, man, it has to be the blandest one of them all. But hey, other than that, I mean, Saturday night's main event, it is what it is. I just think that it could have been better. It could have been better. You could have brought The Rock. You could have brought these people in here, man, to do some guest appearances. You could have had like some cool segments planned and all this shit. I mean, you could have done more than what you had here. It's like I waited all week for this. It's bland. It's bland, and I didn't think that this was gonna be. See, I can't even get my words out. I didn't think that this was gonna be bland. I'm kind of disappointed here. Winter is coming, and it froze over on AEW, and now that shit done rubbed off on Saturday night's main event, and I don't like it. That shit done rubbed off over here, and I thought this shit was gonna be good here. What about the trade transfers? You've been hyping that up all week long. You could have made sense of that tonight. What are we doing here? And this is the last somewhat pay-per-view-esque type show you gonna have this year. And you give me this right here tonight. Yeah, the wrestling was all right, but man, it could have been more. I could have had this. I could have had this on while eating some wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's on in the background. I ain't gotta have the volume up. Ain't nothing happened to make me want to sit and watch, but yet I sat and watched this bullshit. I don't want that AEW bullshit winter froze over to freeze over on this shit here on a Saturday night. The fuck is this?